Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Thursday to you and your family. We're taking a look here at Matic, seeing what's going on here, and going to help understand, what's the next step, right? Are we going to keep going up, or is it going to pull back? We're going to identify some key levels here and make sure we understand what that looks like. And it's pretty obvious to me that we see a pretty strong support, previous support rather, current resistance. Let's go ahead and pull that out there. And, just kind of, we need to acknowledge the fact that we are coming up into that resistance level, and there's a decent chance that the price will probably reject off that the first time. Breaking through a strong resistance with an already overextended state is less likely. So I feel as if just outside looking in, there's a great chance the price could pull back from the resistance there at about 85 cents. I'm rounding up a little bit, but that's pretty close to where we're at, okay? Just the big picture. We don't know anything about the small picture. That's why we're here. You always want to look at a lot of different time frames to identify, but the bottom line here is that that's kind of the bird's eye view, right? Okay, so taking a look at that, we're going to also look at a few other key factors here as well. First things first, obviously make sure you take advantage of this exclusive offer from BingX. You get about a $150 bonus just by trading and transferring a little bit. It's not much at all. Links down below if you want details there. Of course, that's available until July 31st. But the cool thing about BingX is they help replace the KuCoin and Bybit KYC requirement. There's no VPN or KYC required in the US, Canada, and a lot of other states, countries rather. Okay, so again, really cool stuff. Be sure to check that out. Also, take a look at this here. Yes, we reported a loss here for XRP on our Premium Plus, because you saw XRP jumped up somewhere in the range of about 35% in the day. That was an unfortunate bummer, but we would have taken profit here on this Litecoin trade. We took profit on previous XRP shorts, another Litecoin short as well, and then another BNB short. So again, really cool stuff to report there. And congrats again to our 35% in 6 days from Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin at 18%. But again, you got to keep in mind, losses are going to happen. We report losses all the time. But with an 80% success rates, those losses are smaller and the gains are bigger, right? And that's what we got to focus on. Make sure you maximize that benefit. So you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below, where I do actually teach you how to trade a little bit more effectively, and we have an amazing community. Really, really cool folks over there. Don't have time to show you that, but it is really awesome. Be sure to check it out. That said, Matic here. Let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit and kind of see. We got this ascending type of trend, and just to note, with ascending trends, they'll continue until they don't. Okay, so you just got to recognize that ascending trends are the kind of things that you want to respect them until they break below, and then at that point you can kind of expect potential for pullback. But for right now, we can anticipate the price action probably staying in this upper range. So why don't we talk about this really quick here? We got this previous resistance 3 days in a row, 0.382 on Fibonacci, 75 cents was a resistance level. We broke through that super hard, super fast today. We're up about 84 cents now. So the truth is, and I already talked about this earlier, we've got a strong resistance here at about 84. So the price breaking through that today, I think, is less likely. So Matic makes more sense to pull back initially, just based on the big picture. But let's see if there's other things as well. We got 70 on the RSI, tentatively rejecting as well. We've got Stochastic telling us it wants to turn itself around, and it very well could. Furthermore, we got MACD converging, of course, telling us we got strong convergence to the upside. So we got some bullish and some bearish qualities here. I wouldn't say bearish. They're more bullish than bearish, don't get wrong. But we got some resistances that we need to respect. We've also got a pretty strong resistance up here, closer to $1 for Matic. We're a little ways away from that, but if we get closer to that, we're going to recognize that the 200-day SMA is a common resistance level. Same thing with the 52, but that's below us as well, so that's a positive sign. So we're on the right side of tracks. The price does pull back. Keep in mind, we're probably looking at a worst-case scenario of somewhere between 72 to 75 cents. Okay, so again, cool stuff there. Be sure to check that out. Again, later, right? We don't need to worry about that now, but just know in the big picture, we got to keep that in the forefront of our mind. There might be a fair value gap there if the price pulls back. You never truly know. Again, previous fair value gaps still need to get filled. So there's one down here at about 68 to 70 cents. So it would make sense for Matic to pull back. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There is potential for this price to retrace. All right, so we've identified we got some bullish behavior, but obviously we got some resistance zones that we're coming into. 4 hour tells us we're above that key level resistance at 70. We broke through and we're still trending upwards. So this does tell us that we don't want to jump right into a short position just yet. We may want to consider waiting to see if it can consolidate nicely at this resistance level. There's other factors too with the simple moving averages. You can see the 200 and the 20 and the 50 all below the price action, which is great. But as this 20 continues to ascend, once we lose that, that would be a case in point where it might be a consideration to go the other direction. Okay, so I would kind of just wait for the 20-day SMA. It might take a couple of days for that to average out, for it to kind of come down, and then you can confidently get in when you know the direction is established. Right now, we're establishing a direction to the upside, but it makes no sense to kind of jump in at the tail end here, even though it could very well continue to run. I don't like to get on. I don't like to buy. I don't like to long the tops. I prefer to long the bottoms, if that makes sense, right? At this point, we want to try to short the top at the right time, though, okay? Because I just don't feel like we're at the right time yet. Let's see if the hourly does identify that, though, too, because there's a lot of little things we want to look at. TD sequential, not really a lot to note here. We were at a 9 previously. It should have pulled back, but it didn't. It took off right along with XRP and Solana, as well as Bitcoin. Bitcoin did fairly well today. So if you didn't notice, Bitcoin took off 3 hours ago, big coincidence, and along with a few others. Holy cow, okay, 65 cents for XRP, very nice. Okay, cool. So taking a look here at Matic, though, what we want to identify on the hourly is that we're 3 hours into this continuation. It could literally run for another 6 to 12 hours. So all the more reason not to short into this. While we are retesting this resistance level, if we can break through that, which it looks like it wants to try to do, and it kind of is doing right now, we're going to be in pretty good shape. So 85 cents, again, point of contention. We're going to see if that can hold. That said, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the Ichimoku cloud and kind of see all green lights here as well. So again, shorting into these kind of coins right now is potentially disastrous. I know folks that shorted at 54, 56, 60 cents on XRP, and they're liquidated. So good job not waiting. Just kidding. All right, so what we want to look at last here is a 15-minute, just kind of identify. This is what I like to kind of point out. A lot of times with stochastics, when you get these kind of divergences, the first divergence isn't always the best to get into. If there's a second or third one, that's typically the better one. Now, what I mean by that is just when you see this swinging here, it's kind of running parallel. You probably don't want to get into it until we start to swing downwards and we get that convergence. Okay, or sorry, divergence rather. We look at CC Golden here because we saw some good buy signals here and some sell signals, but we don't have any indication that you want to get in or get out right now. Okay, so to me, this is just kind of leave it alone situation, right? It's testing 85 cents. If we break through, it'll probably shoot very hard and very fast. A lot of stop losses are just below that level, or correction, above that level, because a lot of times you'll take these previous supports and resistance zones and put your stop loss just above or below it. There's a great chance we're going to see a squeeze if the price pushes up any further. That said, though, do you short that area? Well, you could. It is overextended, there's no doubt, but is it worth the risk, right? This is an overextended state. So again, a lot of different scenarios here that could play out, but be very careful taking the short into this trade, okay? So what can we summarize here? Well, I think the best conclusion is that we want to probably wait for confirmation. If the price can confirm above 84 cents even, I think we should hang tight and let it go, right? It's going to probably continue further. That said, is a short position viable? It won't be unless we close below this level, and we have to wait a few hours before that overextension continues, and or more so discontinues, and we see it start to calm down. So again, buying the top here, at even if it's a short, still seems fairly risky to me. So be cautious and be careful in this here. Make sure that you pay close attention to the way the market is moving. It is definitely cranking right now, and it's best not to try to trade against it. We can see Ethereum also coming up too, which is nice. This really helps us understand that Bitcoin dominance is probably going to be on the decrease here, and alts are starting to surge here today. So pay attention to Ethereum. If Ethereum can continue to remain strong, then we're going to be in a position where we're going to start seeing some kind of alt season on the horizon, because Ethereum is like the main catalyst for a lot of these coins here. We can see altcoin dominance is increasing too. Cool stuff, man. This is great to be here for this. So awesome. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you learned something here today. Obviously, you want to become a better trader. You know the drill. CryptoCash.tech is the site. Ask that you like, subscribe, follow for our Twitter here. We got a lot of cool stuff coming on here, and same thing with Telegram too, whatever medium you prefer. Be sure to check it out. Got a lot of good stuff that helps you stay abreast on specific trading techniques and best practice. So check that out. Last but not least, July 31st, last date to register for this BingX exclusive offer. Links down below. Thanks again for joining me here. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.